One of the greatest weapons you could possibly have in Westeros and beyond is Valyrian Steel, a steel so rare and light and powerful, doesn't require any maintenance, lasts forever, and only a few people can actually work with it. But could it be made in real life? Well, one man decided he would get to the bottom of this.
Steel can always be polished to a bright gray, but Valyrian steel is supposed to be nearly black. No matter the mix, steel's pretty much always the same color. On top of that, you can't really change the weight of steel. It's mostly iron, and iron's heavy. Valyrian steel is supposed to be quite light.
Also, the ripple patterns of Valyrian steel suggest that it's been pattern welded or folded. This isn't a sign of superb quality and strength, it's actually a way of compensating for poor materials and trying to make a good steel out of two bad ones. Also, if the folding's done correctly, you don't have visible ripples, so that's kinda out. Does that mean that Valyrian steel isn't steel at all?
Maybe. The best possible match might be a metal matrix composite. This is a modern supermaterial that has a metallic framework embedded with ceramics. One of these could provide all of the extreme characteristics needed for Valyrian steel. Titanium silicon carbide composite might be the perfect fit. It has the strengths, weight, and color needed for Valyrian steel, and if the matrix wasn't perfectly consistent, it might have swirls of gray running through the blade. Now, these materials are extremely hard to produce and require some serious modern equipment to make. Needless to say, the Valyrians were probably using magic.
In conclusion, if you say something like this, from now on, a wizard did it. So the conclusion was that it would be possible to make something out of this. Well, in modern day, we could make this. We could make the metal matrix composite, but it would require modern metalworking that they wouldn't have access to at all in this period without electricity and without different inventions. So their conclusion was dragons.
But this is one of my favorite things, though, when you combine like the nerd spheres of fantasy with science.
Yes.
Especially, like, you have science fiction, like, that's its whole thing, but fantasy never gets paired too often with science, like the actual real-life science. Mm-hmm. And to have people that are passionate about both to go out and be like, I'm going to make this, I'm going to figure this out. When you know George R. R. Martin was just sitting on his typewriter like, this would be cool, it's dark and it never breaks.
It's riveted and only some people can work with it. What about ice? You know?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's maybe not even steel. I mean, the conclusion was, well, maybe they used temporal magic and came to our period and only went to the metal forgery.
What?
And, no, this is too crazy.
No, I was going to say, like, I think we're just setting up that in the 10th book that'll eventually come out, there's time travel.
Yeah.
And that's
or this
how
was Earth
Daenerys...
the whole time.
Oh, my God!
So it'll be that ending from Parks and Rec when Daenerys married Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yes.
In the future.
Yes.
That's what we'll find out in 2017. Or not. So, in conclusion of this scientific study, it was magic and dragons. Or the future. We can do this now. But they probably couldn't have done it then. What do you think about the mixture of science and magic? And can we explain certain elements with science? I say yes, unless it is fictional. Then it's all dragons, right?
Okay.
No? That's my hypothesis. What's yours? Let us know below in the comments. And please be sure to subscribe for more.